Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna play with a full face of e.l.f. makeup. So I have a lot of e.l.f. in my collection. It's something that I feel like I was really into in the past because it's really affordable makeup, but I didn't hold on to a lot of it because it just wasn't that good. But I feel like in the last couple years they've really stepped it up, and I've casually collected some over the last couple years, and they also have some fun stuff that just came out. So I think a lot of people are talking about these. These are the bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. They're quads, they're 4 eyeshadows, but they've got a good mix of transition shade and then a darker shade for like liner or deepening up the crease, and then they have, I think each of them have about 2 shimmer or metallic shades. So it's actually a really good lineup for a quad. And I have Rose Water, which is more of like a lavender taupey pink, and Pumpkin Pie, which is more of those like bronzy goldy tones that you would expect. The pumpkin kind of oranges, and then Berry Bad. I also did have, what is it, Cream and Sugar, but it arrived shattered, so that wasn't great. And then there's another one upstairs, I can't think of the name of it, but I wanted to use one of these because I have been using that one for quite a while. These are each $3 for 4 eyeshadows. So they are really fragile because they did break. One broke in transit and it was wrapped in bubble wrap and it still arrived shattered, so that wasn't great. But I'm excited to try these out. I have been using the other one for a while and I've really been enjoying it so far, but I'm interested to see if those are the same quality. The other one that I do have is this palette. You know what? I shouldn't have taken the packaging off of this. I'm gonna have to look it up. I will look it up and put it in the description bar exactly the name of this, but it is gorgeous. Unfortunately, these are all really fragile, you guys. This shade down here arrived shattered and it got everywhere. It was all over the inside, all over the outside. It looks like it's gonna be okay. I don't think it's gonna break anymore, but this is a palette that I have to be really careful with. But because it's shattered, all of the particles from this really dark deep shade got into all of the lighter shades. So I had to like scrape off part of this color, which is really, really, really pretty. It's, let me just watch it for you guys. It's so pretty. It's like kind of looks like a wet color. A wet color? A wet. It looks like, oh, you got, it reminds me of Fenty Diamond, what's the highlighter that everybody loves, like the Diamond Balm or whatever. It looks kind of identical to that. If you can see, just maybe a little bit less shimmery. So the full face part that I am missing are a brow product, a mascara, and a foundation. We are going to use a foundation that I haven't used in a really long time, but I'm interested to try out. You guys, I purchased this so long ago, and I don't know the last time that I used it, but it's the Revlon Color Stay. It's a drugstore foundation. It's for normal to dry skin. I have always used the Color Stay for normal to oily skin, and then this is in 150 Buff, and I'm hoping that it's a pretty good match for my skin tone. If not, we have bronzer. That's what it's for. It's fine. I do have a primer, an e.l.f. Nourishing Facial Oil that I want to use as a primer. I have used this before. I do like it. I remember not liking it as much as, do you guys remember when I was really into the Makeup Revolution, I think it's just called like primer oil, baking oil. I don't think I like this as much as that, but I've really been back into using facial oils, and I think especially under this Revlon full coverage foundation, we're gonna want something, or I'm gonna want something a little bit slicker and more hydrating. So I think that this will be a good match, and it feels very similar to the Revolution baking oil. I also have, I forgot to show you guys this, we're gonna use this Beautifully Bare eyeshadow. I kept some of this in the packaging, but not that big palette. I regret that now. I remember I started to take this stuff out of the packaging and I was like, wait, is the information on it? That's the worst part about e.l.f. is they do not put the information on the packaging, which is so aggravating. But this is in the shade Nude Linen. It's like a matte eyeshadow. And then I have a couple glitter liquid eyeshadows as well. So we'll swatch those and all of that in a little bit when we get to eyes. But that oil soaks in pretty instantly, and it's pretty good to go. So let's go ahead and try this foundation out. I'm gonna use a brush. Oh, it feels really liquidy. I was expecting it to feel, oh, it's like really liquidy. What? I was expecting it to feel very like thick and drying, even though it's for normal to dry skin. I do think it's probably a little bit late for my skin tone initially, but that's okay. We'll make it work with our bronzer. You guys know I'm into a Project Runway binge, so make it work moment. A la Tim Gunn. Anybody else like Project Runway on here? I had not watched it in 10 years, and I have watched almost 6 seasons. No, almost 7 seasons in like 3 months, and I'm not ashamed. But don't judge me. This foundation brush is so good. I think foundation brushes, I'm just really into them right now and not using sponges. 1, it saves product, but 2, I'm just noticing that with my skin type, for some reason, the brush just makes it look better. Don't ask me why. I don't have the answers there. It's magic. I'm gonna add a little more coverage. Oh my gosh. Look at my face. It is very, very pale. The e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer is good. The regular camo concealer I do not like at all. But I think this one is good, and I'm not gonna put this anywhere else because my face is bright enough, I think. I think we've done enough damage. This is a Morphe brush, I think. Morphe 340. I don't know if they still sell this. I bought this a long time ago. I put on too much of this concealer. Can you tell I haven't used it in a while? This video is starting off really great, guys. We're really on some kind of a roll here. That's okay. Actually, I don't mind it. We're just going... I just finished the Twilight Saga on Sunday. I mean Saturday. Well, I watched it Saturday and Sunday. I like saw it in my... I honestly went to play Frozen 2 and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I owned the Twilight Saga, and I started. So this is just a Twilight makeup tutorial. As if I'm Bella after she becomes a vampire. If you've not seen those movies, what are you doing with your life? They're great. Go watch them. Oh, do I have an e.l.f. powder? So when I say full face tutorial, I mean not at all. I'm trying. I'm doing my best. We're gonna use this ciate powder that I just got in a BoxyCharm though. It's a coconut setting powder, and I did use this a couple days ago and I really liked it. And then this Olimar brush, I'm just gonna set under the eyes. I am not setting the rest of the face. Nice. So I feel like we need to put on bronzer now because I don't think I can stand to look at myself like this. Okay, we're gonna try this Olimar brush again. And one of my favorite bronzers ever of all time is the e.l.f. Forever Sun-Kissed bronzer. It is so good. It's such a great color, and it's very user-friendly. I'm trying to decide if I like this brush. I feel like it's more of a stippling bronzer brush, which is weird and not my style, because usually I'm like a really blended out like this girl, you know? But I like the way it applies. I just don't feel like, I feel like blending it like this only works after application. I don't know. I like it. I mean, it looks nice, doesn't it? You guys tell me what you think. Love this e.l.f. blush. This is Always Cheeky, and I believe that these are both primer infused products, which sounds weird, but turns out they're amazing. I'm a really big fan of the bronzer formula and the blush formula from e.l.f. Like, look at that. Just soft color. Really pretty, and they're matte. They don't have a lot of sheen, so you can add as much like highlighter as you want, and you know, this isn't going to give you a highlighting effect as well, because I know a lot of people, I'm not one of them because I love blushes with a little bit of a sheen, but I know a lot of people really like matte blushes. They don't want blush with a sheen. I always take my foundation brush though and tap over the edges of my blush because I like to have that kind of subtle hint of color, but not too much. All right, your girl is gonna put on her brows, and I'm not gonna do it on camera because I don't have an e.l.f. product, and I've been doing this in every video for the last like 10 videos. Anastasia brow powder duo in dark brown, brunette / dark brown, okay? I'm gonna do this, we'll zoom in, and we'll begin on the eyes. We are zoomed in, and I really like the way that my skin looks. Little update on the foundation. I think you can see it. It just looks nice. That it does. I like it. And I do think I like that brush. I haven't put any eyeshadow primer on, but I want to use this Beautifully Bare matte eyeshadow kind of as a base from e.l.f. because it's very similar to my skin tone, and if it's matte and it dries down, it should be a good base. I like that color. It's very neutral. It really is like maybe slightly darker than my skin tone, but barely. I'm not taking it all the way up to the brow bone, just in the crease. Yeah, okay, it says apply to the eyelid and blend before color dries, reapply for added intensity. Oh yeah, okay. It's definitely drying. So let's pick out the palette that we want to use. I want to use that big one so badly, but we're going to use one of the bite-sized ones because I feel like these are the ones I really want to test out. I am really drawn to rose water, and I'm kind of wearing purple today. Not why I'm drawn to it though. Like these like kind of cool toned pinky lilacs are so my jam. I just really love those colors. Like think of like, if you're familiar with MAC eyeshadows, Satin Taupe is one of my favorite eyeshadows ever of all time. So I'm gonna go into the matte right here, the light matte. It's easy because kind of like light matte, dark matte, but this has a little bit, I wasn't in focus there. This dark matte has a little bit of gold shimmer in it, but it's pretty. But I mean, you guys, these are $3. $3 for a quad. I mean, that's amazing. And I will tell you the other one, oh, that is applying nicely. The other one I've been using is gorgeous. I wish I could think of the name of it. I will link it below. Okay, that is blending so well. Do you see just the slight subtle difference? It's like a cool toned taupey gray right here. And I'm really going in with a lot. There's no fallout, but it's just defining that crease perfectly. Blending really well on top of that matte eyeshadow. I'm taking it all the way to the inner corner almost. Oh, see, the other one is blending so well too. I just figured out from a recent video where I talked about these. Somebody commented, I can't think who it was, but that one of them didn't work for them, and that they heard that some of them weren't working for people. So I hope there's not inconsistency a la Morphe, sorry, but it's true, in the way that these blend. I really hate that. It's such a bummer when you find a lot of inconsistency with products. So especially if you're recommending them to people. So I got a little bit of fallout here. I'm just gonna take a brush and just brush up whenever you get fallout. I'm gonna go in, same brush, a little bit of the darker color, a lot of pigment on that brush, tap it off, less pigment, and I'm gonna focus it near the lash line. I don't want a lot of this because it is daytime and I want this to be a daytime look, but I wanna just apply a little to add some depth to that outer third. So I'm just doing tiny circular and back and forth motions to blend it out. Deeper purples can be hard to make, and I'm just gonna kind of build it up to where I want it. And then when I have a little bit left on the brush, I'm like fanning it up towards the crease. But I'm not depositing color in the crease, so I'm not going straight into the crease. I'm starting low and working my way higher. Okay, these are blending out really well for me. I'm having no problems with this whatsoever. And then we're gonna start with that darker shimmer right here. And I'm gonna pat this in that kind of outer third, but not going completely over. Actually, I'm gonna put this all over the lid. This is the darker shimmer in the palette. It's kind of a purple, it's just a purple taupey shimmer. I like that, but I feel like I'm gonna be in love with this one. Yeah, I really love the way that looks. So this is the lighter shimmer, and I'm gonna put that in the center and then towards the inner corner, just using my finger. Oh yeah, that gives just that like hit in the center of light. I'm gonna take that matte shade again, the lighter matte, and I'm gonna run this under my lash line all the way in, really smoking it out, connecting it back. I do really like this. Maybe we have a glitter to put on top. I'll see what we have. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that darker color, just a touch on the tip of the brush, and I'm gonna put that in the outer corner and blend it up and back. So just a little like hint of darkness on the edge there. I really love this. I really love this. I think this is different than what I'm doing day to day right now. I think it's really pretty. Let me see our glitter colors. They're pretty tiny, pretty little. So compared to the Beautifully Bare matte eyeshadow, significantly smaller. Reminds me of like trying to do Stila packaging. It looks like that. Okay, we're gonna use that. Yep, we're gonna use that. Oh my gosh. What? Doozy, 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 doozy. I'm gonna gently tap out the edges. I really don't want to mess with it much. Oh, that is so pretty. They feel really wet though. Like I almost don't want to open my eyes while they dry, because they just feel like they're gonna crease if I open them too much, you know? I will say it actually, you can kind of tap it out with the brush so that you don't have to use your finger as much. This mostly fully dried, but it's still, well, it's not really moving that much actually. Wow, that's really pretty. So let's add some mascara. And I'm happy with that little bit of sparkle in there. Kind of knocking off this Stila product. I can't think of what it is, what the name of them are. So for highlighter, we're gonna use the Heart Defensor highlighter. Playing it safe and using this one will be better. Yeah, it has like a hint of like purpley pink. Can you guys see? I think that actually looks really nice with the look that we have going on. All right, I don't have an e.l.f. setting spray. I'm just gonna use my Morphe setting spray and then we'll throw a lip on. I really am liking the way my skin looks with that Revlon foundation, so I think that's a big win that I'm gonna put in the rotation. It's pretty full coverage. I'd say definitely medium to full. You can build it up pretty easily. You know, I put kind of 2 layers on. I really like this look. I'm really happy. My skin looks nice, so, and you guys already know, I love that blush and that bronzer a lot. So I love these e.l.f. matte lip color crayons, and this one is in the shade Natural, and it's a really gorgeous color to line your lips or just to wear on its own. You can see that's pretty light for me right now. And then I'm gonna take this duo, and you guys, it's called Need It Nudes, and I hope they still sell this. It's so pretty, and I'm gonna take the lighter end of it. It's just a really great nude lipstick. I think I turned my family onto this too. I know my mom has one. And then I'm gonna go in, and I could have gone in with that darker shade first, but I actually probably should have gone in with the darker shade first. I like the way it all works together to layer. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you enjoy one brand tutorials. I did a full face of Milani last week, so you can go check that one out if you're interested. And I will continue to do it. I've done, 2 drugstore ones, so maybe we'll move towards a high-end one and I'll dig in my collection a little bit more. But I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.